So, welcome to Miss Rachel's class. These are my class rules. We are continuing with our movie study today, and most of us watched part 5 yesterday, so that means that we have finished watching the whole movie, which is super exciting. Okay, guys, so this is our homework. So, homework was page 51 and page 52. We had to continue writing about Marlon and Dory's relationship because there's so much about Marlon and Dory's relationship and how it changes. So, let's quickly go through our homework today then, because we have quite a lot of explaining to do. So, the relationship between Marlon and Dory, what do we think? In part 4, when they are in the whale's mouth, what do we think? Is their relationship getting better or is it getting worse?
Getting worse. Getting worse.
Very good. So I heard most people say getting better, but some people said getting worse. Simon, okay, why do you think their relationship is getting worse?
Because in the whale, Marlin keep hitting the baleen, and he keep telling that I have to take my son back to the ocean. I have to tell him how many years old do she see the live.
Very good. So he's really angry and he's really upset in the whale. And you are correct. At the beginning, when they were in the whale, Marlon is really angry with Dory. Dory is just playing and she doesn't realize how sad and how angry Marlon is. So you're right. At the beginning of part 4, their relationship is not in a good way. But what about the end of part 4? What about when they're holding on to the whale's tongue and Dory says, "Let go. Everything's going to be okay." Michael?
No, he said, "What did you know that we are safe?" And Dory said, "I don't."
Good. He says, "How do you know that nothing bad will happen?" And Dory said, "I don't." So Dory doesn't know that nothing bad will happen, but she's just so positive and thinks the best in everything. But in the end, Michael, does Marlon let go of the tongue? Does he trust Dory in the end?
Yeah.
Good job. So he does. He looks at Dory and he lets go. So he does. He takes a really big leap of faith. So he trusts Dory in the end. They let go and it's for the best because they end up in Sydney. And then Marlon is super excited. He says, "Woohoo! Come on, Dory, let's go find my son." So he's very excited and very happy. So at the beginning of part 4, their relationship is quite bad, like Simon said. Dory has spoken to the whale and Marlon didn't trust her to do that. And when they're inside the whale, Marlon is very angry and upset. But by the end of it, Marlon decides to trust Dory, and then the whale blows them out, and they're in Sydney. So it was all for a good cause. Now, the next part of our homework was the cause and effect table. So I asked you to come up with your own causes and effects from the movie. Here are some that Nigel tells Nemo his dad is coming to save him. What is the effect that this has in part 4?
Nemo is so excited that Nemo wants to do all things by himself.
Very good. Well done, Kaki. Perfect. So Nigel tells Nemo his dad is coming to save him. Nemo feels determined to succeed, so he tries the escape plan again by himself. So well done. This was a common cause and effect that most of you wrote in your homework. So good job. Okay, the second one is Nemo successfully stops the filter from working. What effect does this have? Kitty.
They become like green and dirty.
Good girl, well done. The tank becomes very dirty and everyone is happy because the plan is hopefully going to work. Okay, our next cause is Dory asked the whale for help. What effect did this have? Okay, where did the whale put Dory and Marlon? Who can remember? Jenny.
The whale put Dory and Marlin in the mouth.
Good girl, well done. The whale puts Dory and Marlon in its mouth. Good girl, well done, Jenny. Okay, the next cause is Dory and Marlon let go of the whale's tongue and they fall down. What is the effect of this? Does the whale then swallow them and eat them whole? Nancy.
No, the whale didn't eat them. The whale just put them in his mouth, and then all the things happened. Like Dory was like playing inside, and Marlon keep bumping into the baleen and screaming off his head and screaming his head off, and and then the water begins to filter down.
Mhm.
And then Marlin panics. Dory says, "Let go of the tongue. Just let go. Everything's gonna be okay."
What happens when they let go?
They get blowed up in the blowhole.
Perfect. Well done, Nancy. So when they let go, they go out the blowhole. So the whale shoots them out of its blowholes. Well done. So the whale shoots them out of its blowholes in Sydney. And what effect does this have? How do Marlin and Dory feel when they find out they're in Sydney? Dami, you haven't answered a question today. How do they feel and what do they do?
They are very happy, and Marlin said, "Thank you, sir," in a whale.
Very good. Can you try and do it? Dami, can you say what Marlin said?
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Well done, Dami. Very good. So well done. They are excited and they start to look for Nemo, and Marlin even speaks a little bit of whale. Good job. Okay, let's get started on our lesson. So hopefully, for those of you who did not watch part 5, the people who did watch part 5 will be able to explain what happened. Let's have a look at the timeline so that we can understand what's happened. So what's happening here? Who can explain to me what's happening in this part of part 5? I can see a green net and I can see someone's hand and I can see lots of fish in the net swimming.
The dentist want to catch Nemo and the other fish, but don't let Nemo be in trouble, so they go in the net and pull it down.
Very good, swimming. Well done. So the dentist wants to catch Nemo. Why does the dentist want to catch Nemo, swimming?
Because he sees Nemo and want to give Nemo $2.
Good boy. Well done, swimming. So the dentist, Philip Sherman, goes to grab Nemo to take him out to give him to Darla as a birthday present. But like swimming said, all of the fish are quick thinking and they care about Nemo, so they all swim in the net and they swim down. Well done. So the tank got cleaned at nighttime, so it didn't work. Their plan did not work, and they got a new filter system in. Then the tank gang tried to save Nemo from the dentist. Unfortunately, they are unable to save him because then the dentist puts a plastic bag in the water and he scoops up Nemo. What does Nemo do when he is put in the plastic bag? Kaki.
Nemo don't want to be killed.
Yep. Nemo does not want to be killed. He doesn't want to be given to Darla because Darla is a fish killer. So what does Nemo do here? Nemo pretends to what?
Die.
Good girl. Nemo plays dead. He's very smart. He thinks that if he plays dead, it will what? What does he think will happen? Nancy.
If he plays dead, he might be put in the sink or in the toilet to be leaded out to the ocean.
Good girl, to be led out to the ocean. Good girl, well done. So Nemo plays dead because the dentist was about to give Darla her present. So he was really smart and he thought very quickly and pretended to be dead because he hoped that in doing this, the dentist would flush him down the toilet and he would be able to get back to the ocean. Now, then Nigel shows up and Nigel helped Marlin and Dory because they were almost eaten by a different pelican. But Nigel decides to help them. So Nigel brings them to the dentist office, and what does Marlin see? Simon.
When Nemo pretend to dead, and when he is at the and the plastic bag is at the table, then he saw that Nemo is lying like he's dead.
Good job. Well done, Simon. So Nemo is pretending to be dead to try and save himself, and he doesn't know his dad is coming. When Nigel comes with Dory and Marlin, like Simon said, he sees that Nemo is upside down and he assumes that he is dead. So Marlin saw Nemo and he thought he was dead. How did that make Marlin and Dory feel? Good. Well done. Really sad. Dory too. Even Nigel, Dory, and Marlin all feel very sad. Now, when they go back to the water, Marlin is so sad. He thanks Dory for her help and says, "I couldn't have done this without you, but I need to go and forget about everything," because he's so sad. How does Dory react to this? Okay, Nancy, go ahead.
He wants him to stay because I just heard something about Dory that Dory says, "Every time I look at you, I remember things. I don't like to forget."
Good
Just like that.
girl. Well done, Nancy. That's really important. Dory gets really upset when Marlin tries to leave. She says, please don't go. I remember things better when I'm with you. And she says, every time I look at you, I feel like I'm at home. Okay, so Dory looks at Marlin and feels like he is one of her family members. This is showing us how much their relationship has grown and how much that she cares for him. Even when Marlin says thank you to Dory, this shows us that he really has appreciated her help. Marlin is devastated, so he's really, really sad. He thanks Dory for her help and swims off by himself. Then Dory is really upset and confused. She's crying by herself, and then she bumps into who? Who does she find in the ocean swimming?
Nemo.
Very good. She finds Nemo in the ocean. Who is Nemo looking for? Okay, Mooney.
He's dad.
Very good. Good girl. Nemo comes out because Gil helps him. Gil risks his life to save Nemo. Nemo gets out into the ocean and he's looking for his dad. So Nemo bumps into Dory, and Nemo and Dory do not know each other at this moment. Dory has completely forgotten everything, but then Dory sees the words Sydney. She's swimming with Nemo and she sees the words Sydney. She says, Sydney. And then, like magic, like a miracle, she remembers everything. She remembers everything. When she sees the word Sydney, she remembers everything. And it was like a miracle. Then Dory took Nemo to Marlin, and they were so happy to see each other. They felt so good. But then we have one more problem. What is our next problem that we face? Okay, Mooney, go ahead.
The fish Dory.
Very good. The fishermen capture Dory. Good girl. Well done, Mooney. Then the fishermen, they capture Dory and lots of other fish in a net. What does Nemo do? Simon, go ahead.
He says he starts to tell everyone to swim down.
Good job. And Simon,
And I remember a characteristic that you didn't say, that the characteristic just always say mine when they saw fish or crabs or foods.
are you talking about the seagulls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember those seagulls.
The seagulls are very funny. They say mine, 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 mine about everything because they're hungry and very greedy. Well done, Simon. Okay, so like Simon said, Nemo has a plan. He tells all the fish in the fisherman's net to swim down to try and protect the fish and Dory. Where does he get this idea from? Kitty.
Because he is smart.
Good girl, he is smart. And where has he learned to do this before? So he got this idea from someone else. Can anyone tell me where Nemo gets the idea from? Haling.
Gil.
Good girl, Gil. Because here in the first scene, when Nemo is being captured in this net, Gil tells all the other fish to swim down. Okay, so well done. Now, when Nemo wants to go and help Dory, how does Marlin act? Nemo wants to swim off and help Dory. What does Marlin say? Dammy?
Martin says the same thing as he says when Dory says she is going to the whale.
So not quite. So he doesn't say that you can't do this. He says,
I'm not losing you again.
good, well done, Dammy. He says he doesn't want to lose him again. And Nemo says, Dad, I can do this. Then how does Marlin react? Nancy, okay, Nancy?
I think Martin just remembered Crush or something, because he suddenly acts like he believes Nemo and he can do it.
Good girl, well done. I think that that is a really valid point. I think he remembers how Crush acted with Squirt, and he looks at Nemo and says, you know what? You can do this. So he believes in Nemo and he trusts Nemo. Well done, Nancy. That's a really good answer. Okay, so Dory got stuck in a fishing net. Nemo was smart and brave. He told all the fish to swim down. Marlin was scared he would lose Nemo again, but he trusted him and let go. Eventually, everyone keeps swimming down and they are able to save everyone, including Dory. Now, this is the very, very end of the movie. We go back to the reef where they first belonged, where they have their home. What happens in the very end? Kaki, go ahead.
They love each other, and when Nemo said he can do
something. Marlin agreed.
Very good. Well done. So their relationship has really changed. Nemo and Marlin really love each other. They've loved each other the whole time, but now Marlin is less protective of Nemo and he believes in him. He believes that he can do anything. So Nemo's relationship with Marlin has improved significantly. Marlin isn't as overprotective and trusts Nemo can take care of himself. Nemo even rushes back to tell his dad he loves him before going to school. So before Nemo goes to school, he said, wait, I forgot something. And he swims back and gives his dad a hug and says, I love you, which is a huge contrast to the beginning of the movie when Nemo says, I hate you. So their relationship is much, much better. So that's what happened in part 5. So thankfully, we had a happy ending. Nemo and Marlin go back together and their relationship is great. Now, speaking of relationships, I want to quickly discuss the ending and how we have ended the relationships with the characters. So we have Nemo and the Tank Gang here. Nemo and the Tank Gang, do they have a good relationship or a bad relationship? Shout it out.
Good relationship.
Amazing. Well done. Nemo and the Tank Gang have a great relationship. Why? Kitty, what about you? Can you tell me something that happens in part 5 that shows you that they have a good relationship?
The tank gang helped Nemo when Nemo was captured in the tank.
Good girl. Well done. The Tank Gang helped Nemo when Nemo was trying to be captured by the dentist, and they consistently help Nemo throughout the whole movie. They are always helping Nemo. Okay, I would like Ba to read this paragraph for me. Hi Fam. Hi Fam, can you read for me?
The tank gang constantly helped and tried to protect Nemo. When
Philip Sherman.
men tried to take Nemo out of the tank, all the fish swam in the net queue. Even
Risks.
with his life to save Nemo.
Good job, Haifam. Well done. So we can see here, that they have a really good relationship. They consistently help and try to protect Nemo. From the first time they meet Nemo to the very, very end, they are always helping and protecting Nemo. So this shows that they really care about him. And even Gil risks his own life to save Nemo. Gil gets shot out of the volcano cannon in the fish tank to flop around on Darla's head to try to protect Nemo. The next relationship we're looking at is Marlin and Dory. So we always are looking at this relationship because Marlin and Dory's are probably the most important relationships in this movie. So Marlin and Dory, by the end of the movie, what is their relationship like? Good or bad?
Good.
Well done. So they have had a really strange relationship. It started off being untrusting. Marlin was always annoyed and frustrated with Dory, but by the end, he has learned to trust Dory and he actually really cares about Dory. In part 5, they have a special moment after they think that Nemo is dead, and Marlin thanks Dory for helping him. This shows that he really does appreciate and he understands that without Dory, he would not have made it to Sydney. Thanks to Dory, they got a free ride in the whale who put them out at the Sydney harbor. So without Dory's help, he really couldn't have found Nemo. Dory then gets very upset when Marlin wants to leave, and she even says that he is like a home to her. So this is really important. And then at the very, very end, Dory comes back to the reef with Marlin, and this shows that they are really good friends because now they live in the same sort of area. Okay, I would like someone to read this paragraph for me. Who would like to read for me? Okay, Haling.
Dory and Marlin's relationship continues to improve. Marlin thanks Dory for all her help. He knows if it wasn't for her, he couldn't have made it to find Nemo. Dory begged him to not leave, and she said he is her home. In the end, Dory comes back to the reef with Marlin. They have become very good friends.
Good, lovely reading, Haling. Thank you. So yes, Marlin and Dory's relationship was very bad at the start. Then in the middle, it's very annoying and untrusting. Then we see it starts to get better, and by the end, they are actually very, very good friends. So it's a very happy ending all round. Okay, let's look at Nemo and Dory. So Nemo and Dory don't meet at all during the movie until part 5. What do we think about this relationship? Zweeming,
Good.
why do you think it's good?
Because Dory tell Nemo where his dad goes.
Very good. Well done. Dory is really determined to help Nemo reunite with his dad. Good job. Well done, Zweeming. Who can remember in the movie what Dory does to the crab? Because we see a different side of Dory. Dory and Nemo are looking for Marlin, and Dory sees a crab. She asks the crab, "Have you seen a fish who looks just like this one except bigger?" The crab says, "Yeah, I've seen a fish like that, but I'm not telling you where he is." Dory then gets angry and she does something, and it's a different side of Dory. What does Dory do to the crab? Who can remember? Okay, Simon, go ahead.
That she put her fin up to she took the crab, put her fin up, and saw that the character, and we saw again that the character who keeps saying mine, 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 mine.
Yes, good job. So they are called seagulls. They are a type of bird and they are called seagulls. They're very greedy birds who like to eat a lot. So we see a different side of Dory here. She is so determined to get Nemo back to his dad that she even threatens a crab. She asks the crab for help, and when he refuses to help her, she holds the crab up out to the water to all the birds. And the crab says, "Okay, okay, I'll talk. I'll tell you where he went." So Dory would do anything for Nemo to help him get back to his dad. And what about Nemo? When Dory gets captured by the fishermen, what does Nemo do? Nancy.
Nemo told Dory to tell everyone to swim down.
Good girl. Well done, Nancy. Nemo helps Dory by telling her to get everyone to swim down. So Dory cares about Nemo finding Marlin, and Nemo cares about Dory trying to save her from the fishermen. So all in all, they have a great relationship. Jenny, please can you read this for me?
When Nemo met Dory for the first time, they did not know each other. Dory was confused and upset, and Nemo offered to help. When Dory saw the tube, sadly, she remembered
Everything.
Dory is determined to
Reunite.
reunite Marlin and Nemo, and even threatened to feed or trap the seagull. If it doesn't help, the Nemo is brave and smart, and he helped Dory. She gets stuck in the fisherman net.
Good girl. Lovely reading, Jenny. Thank you. Dami, do you have a question?
The end blow and his mate escaped and blowed is and they are still in the bag.
Yes, very good. At the very end, the tank gang all escape. Yes, very good. At the end, in the end, the tank gang all escape and they go into the ocean too, but they're still stuck in their bags, aren't they? Well done, Dami. Okay, and the final relationship I want to ask you about is Marlin and Nemo. The question is, how has the relationship between Marlin and Nemo changed? In the beginning, Marlin was super overprotective. He was very strict, very worried. How does that change by the end? Okay, Nancy, go ahead.
He still cares about Nemo, but he isn't too overprotective for him anymore because he's cheerful again, and he's playing around with Nemo and racing to school and talking about someone Nemo met and said the sea turtles had to be 100 years old, and then Marlin says, "Is this person a fish that always tells lies?"
Very good. Well done. Well done. Very good, Nancy. Perfect. So they have really changed their relationship. Like Nancy said, Marlin has always cared about Nemo, and he still does, but now he is less overprotective. He's more carefree and playful. They're joking around, racing to school, and Marlin is telling jokes to all the other dads. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and the last thing we're going to do, is we're going to look at identity timelines. Now, what is that? An identity timeline shows us how a character changes during the course of the movie. So we're going to look at Marlin today. We're going to look at how Marlin has changed during the course of the movie. I'm going to show you a timeline of Marlin changing. But before that, we're going to play a game. So have a look. Um, I want you guys to help me play this game. Now, listen carefully. So here we have lots of different colors, and in each colors, we represent adjectives that describe Marlin at certain parts of the movie. We have afraid, nervous, trusting, loving and playful, overprotective and cautious, less protective and carefree, annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to pick two people to play this game. Here we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What I want you to do is I will ask you to play. I will unmute two people. Here, we're talking about the very beginning of the movie. I want you to shout out the word or the words that describe how Marlin was at the beginning of the movie. So let's think about this. At the beginning of the movie, Marlin is with Coral and they are in their anemone. So what word or words would we use to describe him? I'm going to have Kaki play and I'm going to have Dami play. Kaki and Dami, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so on the count of 3, I want you to shout out the word or the words that you think Marlin was at the beginning of the movie. 1, 2, 3.
Overprotective, cautious.
Okay, so we both said the same words. We said overprotective and cautious, but they're not quite right.
Afraid and nervous. Loving and playful.
Good, well done. Well done. So that was Dami. It's loving and playful. So think about this. At the very beginning of the movie, Marlin is playful with Coral and he's very loving of her. Okay, he even tries to get her to kiss him and they're joking and playing. So well done, Dami. Point for you. Okay, then afterwards, Coral and most of his children get eaten by a barracuda apart from one egg. So how does he become next? What do we think? Michael and Zui Ming, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so on the count of 3, you shout out the words. 1, 2, 3.
Overprotective, cautious.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I think you both win that one because you both said it at the same time. Well done. Marlin becomes overprotective and cautious of Nemo because he has lost so much. Well done. Really good work. Next, I want Simon and I want Kitty. Simon and Kitty, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so after Marlin has lost Nemo, how do you think he becomes afterwards? 1, 2, 3.
Afraid, nervous.
Afraid, nervous.
Good job. You both got it right, but Simon was a little bit faster, so well done, Simon. You have won that round. He is afraid and nervous. After he swims off to the boat, he is afraid and nervous. Good job. Now, Marlin meets Dory. So Marlin meets Dory and he thinks that she's very helpful, but then he realizes she's got a problem. How do we think that Marlin is acting now? How do we think he feels now? Let's have Haling, Jenny. Haling and Jenny, okay? 1, 2, 3.
And I'm stressing.
Good girls, well done. Again, both of you, I think both of you are the winners there because you both shouted out at the same time. When he meets Dory, he becomes annoyed, frustrated, and he's untrusting because he doesn't know if Dory is being serious. For him, he is really worried about his son, but Dory is very forgetful and he gets really annoyed with her. Okay, good job. Okay, now the next part is that Marlin has known Dory for quite a long time and he is changing who he is as a person. So what word do we think would come next here? Let's have Mooney. Michael. Mooney and Michael, are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Trusting.
Okay, you both said that at exactly the same time. Well done. He becomes trusting. Very good. Okay, last one. Okay, there's only one more to do, so I want everyone to shout it out. In the end, Marlon is... Good job. Well done. In the end, Marlon is less protective and carefree. So have a look at my little identity timeline, okay? So in the beginning, Marlon is playful, happy, and he's also loving with his wife and all of his children. Then something horrible happens. The barracuda eats his wife and most of his children, leaving him with one son. This means he becomes extremely overprotective and cautious. When he loses Nemo, he becomes afraid and nervous. Then he meets Dory, but this makes him annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. As we can see here, he looks super fed up with Dory. Then, after knowing Dory for some time, he learns to trust her. Then, in the end, he has become carefree and less protective, making him have a better relationship with his son. So this is our timeline for Marlin. What I want you to do for homework is this. Da, 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 da. If you look at page 60, 60. So on page 60, this will be your homework, guys. So get your book and circle it. Page 60, 60. Characters timeline. What I want you to do is I want you to write Nemo here. I want you to write and draw, if you can. I want you to write and draw about Nemo's journey. I want you to write how he was at the beginning and then how he changes. Tell me the adjectives and as he grows as a character. Then I want you to pick one other character of your choice. You can pick any other character you would like. So have a look, guys. I'll just walk you through this. So this is what I want you to do. I would love it if you could draw, but if some of you don't feel comfortable drawing, that is okay. So have a look. Beginning to end. I want you to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to write at least 5 words that explain how Nemo has changed throughout the course of the movie. In the beginning, what is Nemo like? Let's do the first one together. What are some words that we could use to describe Nemo at the beginning of the movie? Zweeming.
Playful.
Playful, very good. At the beginning, Nemo is playful, excited, and curious. Yeah, really good. Then, what happens? His dad embarrasses him. And how does he feel here? How does he change? Michael.
He is angry.
Good. Well done. Well done, Michael. Really good work. Good job. Okay, so in the beginning, Nemo is playful, curious, and excited. Then he gets really angry at his dad and becomes angry. Then he gets stuck in a tube, and you tell me how you think he's feeling here. Okay, guys? So for homework, I want you to fill in the character's timeline. The first one must be Nemo. You have to do Nemo. The second one can be whoever you like. Okay, so it could be Dory, it could be Bruce, it could be someone that you like. Okay, guys? Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll wait.